Hello, everyone. Dan here from the Next Issue podcast. On today's video, we're going to be talking about the first two episodes of the new Marvel Studios series, Wonder Man. Uh, it is so I just finished watching the first two episodes, and let me tell you, I was already very excited about this series, but man, oh man, this went above and beyond a lot of my expectations. Uh, a few interesting things that I noticed. So, first of all, we know that all eight episodes have dropped now. They're all about 30 something minutes, 32 minutes. So, you could really just watch the whole thing. Even there's an episode that's about 23 minutes long. So, they're definitely being very economical with the runtime here. So, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people will be watching all episodes the same night today when it comes out. I wanted to watch the first two just to go live and talk a little bit about the show, the feels, the vibes, and overall, I really like it. First of all, the show is really funny. It also, I will say, if you are here for a lot of superhero shenanigans, this show does not. At least it doesn't lead with that. This show is more like a little bit of a slice of life in Marvel. Um, so it's really interesting. It's a really interesting approach to this. But I mean, the cast is amazing. I really like that. Like everyone we've seen so far. Now, granted, I've only seen the first two episodes, and I'll talk about them in a second. We'll go into everything that happened and spoilers and things that I noticed. But yeah, I saw episode one matinee and then episode two self tape. We don't really get too deep into the story yet. Now, overall, we know that this series of Wonder Man is going to be focusing on, we're going to be working with Simon Williams, played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who is very interested. He's an actor in LA, and he's very interested in fulfilling the role of a lifetime for him in this new film by acclaimed director Von Kovac, where he gets to play Wonder Man. Now, it's a really meta approach to this material, right? Even I mean, we've seen in the trailers there's a movie like an old school B movie, a la Flash Gordon type of movie, where Wonder Man is a character that's not a real superhero. It's just somebody that was a character in a movie. Now, one interesting thing that we want to explore here is a few. I mean, there's a few things, but the one thing that I want to explore is first of all, what is damage control doing looking for Wonder? Like, why are they looking for Simon? Why are they interested in individuals that have these powers? Also, why is it that in Hollywood or like in these movies, actors cannot have powers? What are the like? Is there some kind of new laws in the world? So yeah, it's really interesting. It's really well done. It's very funny. I think the chemistry between Ben Kingsley, who comes back as everyone's favorite character, Trevor Slattery, and Yahya Abdul-Mateen, who plays Simon. He like it's great. It's great. So I'm gonna get into just I have a bunch of notes of things that I kind of noticed as I was watching the first two episodes. I will go ahead and do a follow-up video where we talk about the whole series. But I wanted to at least go live on the night of, just to kind of, if you're interested in watching the show, kind of give you a little bit of a rundown of the vibes. So we kick off with a little flashback to a young Simon Williams. You've probably seen this in the trailer. He's watching the Wonder Man movie. And it looks just like a really like an old episode of Star Trek. That's kind of the vibe that we're going for, right? The costumes are not very good, so it's kind of a little bit of a cult classic here in this world. And then we flash back to Simon. He's at an audition. He's no, he's not sorry. He's not an audition. He actually is shooting an episode for of American Horror Story. So he's kind of running around in the set. We see him get in a golf cart. He's playing a character. He's in a little tiny room, like where I guess they keep all the day players. As we are going through the studio set, we do see a little nod to Rogers the musical, which you might have seen in the trailers as well. And then he's playing Professor Harpin in this American Horror Story. So they really immediately off the bat tell you that Simon is a bit of an overthinker, especially when it comes to his acting, his roles. Um, and we see some people that or we see a real life director, we see a real life actress from American Horror Story, and I believe she was also in Twilight. I'm not very familiar with the actress, but she was in Twilight. Like they bring it up. This director, they did a few episodes of Sons of Anarchy and stuff like that, which Simon kind of calls out. So, but yeah, Simon is a very finicky actor, and he just unfortunately he happens to get fired from American Horror Story. So they really are leaning into this whole struggling actor type of thing. Also, when he gets back, Simon's girl Vivian, she breaks up with him. Now, Vivian is played by Olivia Thirlby. Oh, I've always had issues with that. Always had issues with that last name. But yeah, we don't get to see much of her other than she was a big support for Simon. But now it seems that uh, they're done. Their relationship is done for now. We don't know exactly why, other than maybe because Simon overthinks things too much. Like that's the one thing we know about him. He's always in his head. We do see rumblings of his power. Like every time that Simon gets a little anxious, there's a little bit of his power. We see that purple glow in his eyes, or like the trembling of his hands, or there's things there. If you're into superhero fare, you've probably seen a lot of that. We let her see Simon finally meeting Trevor Slattery. They go to a screening of Midnight Cowboy. They're seeing a movie, they're watching it. I think seeing them enjoy a movie, like their portrayal of people that are really interested in film, that was really cool because I love film. I love going to the theater. So, like, just knowing that there are people that will go out and just watch old movies and have a good time, like they just enjoy them because of the craft, that's really fun. Also, I guess if you haven't seen Midnight Cowboy, there's gonna be spoilers for that in here, so keep that in mind if you're going into that. There's a really cool shot as they're walking out of the theater. It's kind of like a one shot that's kind of tracking them, but then it goes through the theater door. It goes through a few doors, so it's a really, like, just technically, it's a very cool long shot. Um, and they talk about stuff like that. They eventually Trevor mentions that Von Kovac, who is an award-winning director in this world, is making a remake of Wonder Man, and Simon wants to audition. So he goes to Janelle, who is his agent. Also, in this issue, in this episode, they bring up the fact that The Fly is a remake during an interview with Kovac. He mentions that, and I was like, I didn't even know that. I didn't know The Fly was a remake. So, but we continue to see hints at Simon's power all throughout. Whenever he's alone, whenever he's anxious, ends up meeting at the audition. He finds Trevor, and he gives him some good tips, just some good advice as to like how to get the role, how to give a good impression, how to give a good audition. Tells him to get out of his head a little bit. Interestingly enough, the Wonder Man, in the movie, there's a Wonder Man Barnaby relationship of a character that helped out Wonder Man when he was at his darkest powers. They kind of mentioned the Void, which is really interesting, but you know, there's multiple voids now in the MCU, so we don't really know exactly which one you may be talking about. But either way, I think that relationship is gonna mirror Trevor and Simon in the real world. So that's kind of a cool approach to all of this. Also, they're very funny. Like when there's a scene where he calls for an audition to get into see Wonder Man, and he just like Yahya Abdul-Mateen is really funny. He puts on a voice and he does a little trick to get into the audition. When we get to the audition, they make him sign a waiver that he doesn't have any power. So that's also a very interesting thing. And we continue to see when Simon gets anxious, like his powers start kind of acting up. But Trevor, luckily, he gives him a few good tips about how to best handle the audition. So it's really cool. Now, at the end of this episode, as we get to the closing moments, we see that somebody actually put Trevor up to meeting Simon, somebody from Damage Control. Now, we've seen this person, Agent Cleary, we've seen him before in the Spider Man films. So, why is Damage Control after Simon? That's the mystery right now. Also, funny enough, we see Simon walking by the Chinese theater in LA, which is also where the Mandarin was originally in Iron Man 3, which was played by Ben Kingsley. And funny enough, that is one of the big action pieces where one of those extremist guys kind of blows himself up in the Chinese theater, and almost kills Happy. So I thought that was kind of fun callback for those that are deep into the MCU. You would have figured that out. So all right, next episode 2, self tape. This one begins with kind of giving us a little bit of backstory on Trevor, what he's been doing since we last saw him in Shang-Chi. I believe that's the last part time we saw him. Um, as he leaves the airport, he gets caught by the FBI. He gets picked up by the FBI. And then we eventually see that he's working for the Department of Damage Control. And his mission is to find a way to get close to Simon and bring him in and just get some dirt on Simon, trying to figure out how can they take down Simon, because it seems like he's a powerful individual. Uh, we do see that during this episode as well. Simon has to do a self tape, which is kind of like how a lot of actors these days audition just remotely. The thing this practice kind of started. I mean, it's been done before, but I think after COVID, it really ramped up where people just do self tapes at home on their phones or whatever, and they send them in. So we get to see a lot of like audition culture and like actors, and like this show really is a lot about acting as well. So I'm wondering how those themes are gonna kind of play into the Wonder Man lore of it all. But yeah, we see that every time that Simon gets anxious, and he gets anxious here because he's struggling to do a good tape. Um, he releases his powers. Like there's like a really big boom that happens. So now he needs to find another place. He hits up Trevor and help like asks him, "Can you help me get this done?" So they drive around LA. They go to a few different places. They go to a little studio where they can do self tapes, like a rental place that you kind of just go there. They go to Trevor's apartment, but unfortunately, his neighbor is pretty loud with music. They end up at Joey Pantaleon's house. Joey Pants, legend in the biz. Um, but unfortunately, him and Trevor have a little bit of bad blood, so that doesn't work out for them either. Yeah, the second episode is just like I said. If you're here for superhero shenanigans, this show may not be for you. But if you're here just to like see this kind of unfold and trying to like get into the mystery of all this, I think this show is great for that. And once again, the show's really funny. I think now what I'm really invested on is the relationship between Simon and Trevor. Like obviously Simon doesn't know that Trevor is kind of setting him up. So there's going to be a payoff for that, but I feel like maybe they're going to become friends, and I kind of want to see that play out. So they end up at Simon's apartment anyway, and they get the tape done. Trevor does eventually find proof that Simon has powers. He sees some of the damage in the wall, and damage control gave him like this little thing to hack Simon's computer. So yeah, I mean, just it was quite a ride. Those first two episodes, which come in under an hour, both of them, because there's a lot. Like the runtime may say 30 something minutes, but Disney loves to add all the credits or so, like 5 minutes of credits. So, but yeah, these are about 30 minutes or so. So highly encourage you to check this out. I think if you watch the first two episodes and you're still not convinced that this show's for you, then maybe it is not for you, and that's okay. You could just, there's so much out there that you can experience and you can watch. But I really had a good time. I really enjoyed it. I didn't see any big Easter eggs or anything like that, and there's still a lot left to explore. But yeah, I mean, we don't know who if Josh Gad is in there just to play somebody for real, like we know that Ed Harris is going to be in the show, but is it going to be just as himself? So yeah, we still don't know, but we'll find out in the next few episodes. Like I said, there are 8 episodes total, um, and they're all out now on Disney Plus, where you can check them out. So I'm pretty excited about the future of the show and how we're going to wrap things up. So if you enjoyed this premiere for Wonderman, let me know, what was your favorite moment? What do you think of the performances? Are you in this show for the superhero of it all? Are you a fan of Wonder Man? And do you think we'll get to see him actually like use his powers? How that's gonna play out? What's the main conflict? So many questions that we're still, I still have 6 episodes to go and come back. But I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go watch the rest of the show now. But let me know your questions. Let me know your theories, all that stuff. I need to finish the show before all the spoilers get online. So very excited though, very excited. We'll talk more about Wonder Man in the future, whether it's a standalone video, maybe on our live stream on the weekend, and then of course come back because we have a lot of really cool stuff, including live reviews right after the Night of the Seven Kingdoms comes out. We have 4 episodes left of that. We also have a lot of comic reviews, a lot of big week for comics. And then, of course, we have our live streams over the weekend where we talk about all the funky stuff. And then on Sundays, we do our big comic book catch up. So, as always, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.